I'm back from my trip. Some things I like to keep a little bit private of my whereabouts, and perhaps I don't reveal all. And I do seem a bit mysterious and wishy-washy sometimes. But anyway, we're going to talk about the next Slater. Inquest. I've been preparing things. Other creators have probably been doing the same thing. So here we go. Let's go in. Grab that drink. Let's listen. Come on. And welcome to Aldon's Reviews and True Crime. The inquest, they may bring it forward. They've said about 2 months' time, but what does that mean to us? Last time it was pretty short notice. I gather they didn't really want people to know. I don't know. I don't know what the reasons were. I really don't know. It's a public inquest. I trust anyone can go. But then again, what do they do? Do they have a first come, first served basis? Let's get on with my list. So my list, right, here we go. Duncan's been working quite hard, so he's come up with the list. We need to just formulate the list. If there's anything different than what Duncan has or anybody else, then let me know. If not, we can easily compile something else. So first of all, we need to make sure the witnesses are there. So we need to press for summons. They need to be given summons to come into court, because the witnesses, some of them, as I've said, and you're going to think it's far-fetched, I think some of them are suspects. It's just suspicious because what was happening around the case, I don't really want to go too far in. I don't want this video to be a long one. It might be in, oh, hold on, somebody might want to say hello. Just one. Guess who it is? It's Rosie! Rosie's back. How are you, Rosie? How have you been? How have you been? She's been into everything. She's been very excitable. I've got to stop her from barking at other dogs. She gets overexcited. She just wants to greet them. She's a very friendly dog, aren't you? Very friendly. A little bit mischievous. She does do rough and tumble with the other dog. She's a bit mischievous, really. But, yeah. Did you want to say anything?
Sausages! Sausages, Dad! Sausages! I want some sausages! I'm hungry! You never feed me! What's down there? Is that my food down there? Come on! Put it in my dish! Down there, like, down there!
I've tried to condense this list, but there's an awful lot of information buzzing around. So there needs to be an investigation, but I gather the inquest has the power. The new guy, Christopher Long, who's taking over from Adley. I mean, Adley still might stick around for this one. I don't know. He likes, perhaps he likes the publicity. I don't know. But we need to force an investigation. So if Christopher Long can force that investigation, but it needs to be done around the other way, really, the investigation first. Anyway, I digress. Whatever, we need to get the witnesses there. Right, so the witness list. Rachel Hargreaves, you need to be there. Quite vocal, and there were a lot of questions for you. So you need to be there with your son Brad. This is an additive to the list that was originally on the first inquest. Lena Patel. We need to know the real whereabouts of Lucy. And yeah, I gather you would know. So you would know, and you would know where she went, where she was, etc., etc. LK. Lewis Kennedy, aka Stabber, was in the car with Rocky. Ahab was said to have said that LK was Rocky's boy, but whatever that means. The guy with Rocky, Ahab, and LK in the car when they picked you up, Ahab, when they picked you up, when you go like this with your face, hiding it for some reason. That needs to be explained, obviously. And the guy that we saw in the video that walked across the sunroof, I think he had gingery type hair. So that guy and anyone else that was in that car. The older lot, Rocky, Ahab, etc., if there were any older guys, and the younger lot, the 18, 19-year-olds. Obviously, Brandon was on the first list, but Brandon, we need to speak to him. I gather MWT may have spoken to him and took what he said as gospel, but there are a lot of questions. Apparently his parents have got a place, is it? Or he's got a place, his parents have got a place, or relations have got a place. We need to know. So this is preparing the witnesses of what to say, really, isn't it, if I come up with these questions? So I'm not going to put the questions down yet. I think we need to keep the questions a bit secret. But I will say that we need to know Ahab's connection with Brandon. He's a lot younger. You knew him before. He must have been about 15. In Tenerife, we need to know what the connection was, or was the connection with his brother, as Duncan mentioned. We need to know that. But we've got a lot of questions behind that one. Anyway, the quad bike girls. This is an interesting one from Manchester. Ahab, you said you were going to pick up these girls and show them drive up a mountain on these quad bikes with them or something and show them around. I gather they were quite young. So how young were they? So were they within the younger lot, or were they separate? And why are you mixing with the younger people like that? I don't understand. Anyone involved in the quad bikes or hiring the quad bikes, and any photographs you have, Ahab, of you going to the to do the quad biking on the trails in Masca, I believe, was it? Let me switch a light on. Sorry, it's getting a bit. It's suddenly got very light now. Any Irish or Scottish guys that were connected? I gather there were a few Irish and Scottish guys at the festival. We need to know. We need to know more about the other witness as well. Is it Liam McDermott? McDermott. We need to know more about him, and also the witness that we're not sure about is a witness, or whether he's a plant or not from one of the others. We don't know who he is. The Josh fella. There are even questions about the witnesses, who they are and what they're doing there in the first place. Harvey Soul, the other Soul. Remember the other Soul who questioned Stephen Rocky, and put him right on the spot and found him out. And also Joss that was saying that Ahab and Rocky were still dealing, but this, not saying it was true, but yeah. The two mayors. So that's including Roman. So there might have been two mayors, because there was a mayor from each village. They were involved in looking after the CCTV that was hidden. They were trying to promote their area, etc. They want tourists to still keep coming, so CCTV of something dodgy going down, a possible manslaughter or murder is not good. So it was said that they didn't want to release. They don't like talking to the press, the Spanish. The police or the Spanish themselves or the authorities or the mayor, they don't like anything getting released to the press. Roman, the possible owner of the Airbnb, the former mayor who got released or relinquished or sacked from his post as mayor. He was a former mayor for dodgy dealings, but I won't go into that. Any recipients of the Snapchat? All messages from Jay. Now, timeline, May, June, July, I've got 2024. Do you think that is enough? Is that too much? I say May because we need to know whether there was any build-up to something that was going on before that. So May is good, yeah. So we had a fight, didn't we, on around June the 9th and 7th. This was on the video from the guy Cole's Place, the one who copyrighted me for using his material, because Brandon was on there having a fight and he said it wasn't Brandon and I was making things up. It was Brandon, because that was actually confirmed by Lucy. That was way back. This was in the beginning. So Brandon was there before all the action, and was saying that there was an apartment. His relations or his family have an apartment out there. So we need to know that why he has an apartment there. What's the connection? Why he was there before? Why he was having a fight? Was it connected? Might not have been connected at all. But it's surrounding this case, isn't it? It's still surrounding this case, so we need to know what was going on there. Any feuds that are involved in Jay being scared, which he was scared. Mark Williams Thomas said he was scared. So we need to know the connections. Don't you understand that, Mark? We need to know what the connections were. The Guardia dog handlers. We want to know why the wrong type of dog was put on the case, put on the search. How they worked out what to do with those dogs, because I gather they didn't pick up any scent. So did they have clothing, etc. of Jay, and did they link that from the Airbnb to wherever they picked up a scent or they went to? It's wishy-washy. So the dogs were brought in from the Dutch team. The Dutch team were not a big team, by the way. They're a charity. They kind of work free. I won't go into that one, but that was something to do with the GoFundMe anyway. But there was only, I've gathered 3 of them. A man, a woman and a dog. There might have been 2 dogs, but that was it. They weren't a big team. But they had the right type of dog. Apparently picked up a scent, but that was wishy-washy. So the Dutch team were already involved in the first inquest. I don't know what the outcome was, whether they were, whether they had a statement. We haven't heard anything, have we? So for a public inquest, the public aren't really getting much information, are we, really? The forensic team, if there were any, we need to know why the Airbnb wasn't forensically searched, or was it? It's wishy-washy again, because they said that somebody saw people coming out of the Airbnb with the foot covers on. Were they decorators or were they a forensic team? They're in white. Were they decorating? There was talk of the steps being painted over because there was a bit of blood on the steps, but hearsay again, isn't it? So we need to hear from the forensic team and any decorators that were said to have been there. Who were those people coming out? Or were there indeed? Who knows? Body language expert at the inquest, next inquest. Very important when you're interviewing, even witnesses, not necessarily suspects, but when you're interviewing witnesses. I've already said, they're going to lie. They've lied already, allegedly, and so they're allegedly going to lie. This is the problem with having an inquest lasting 1 day. Let's say a normal court case, if there is such a thing, it takes weeks. So they interview the witnesses, all suspects, and then they need to go over that information. They can't go over all that information in 1 day. They need to call them and then go over it, then release them, and so there's, I don't know, 3 or 4 call dates. So 3 or 4 dates the witnesses, suspects, need to make. I think they're looking to close the case as quick as possible. This is our feeling. The family want to keep it going. They even asked the family whether they wanted this to carry on, because basically they did want to close. Adley wanted to close it. Probably wanted to retire and just boom, stamp a close on the case. But the family, Debbie, they wanted to keep it open. They want the unanswered questions answered, basically. So we need a longer drawn out inquest, don't we, really, for the next one? I would say on and off 4 weeks. how they're going to deal with the lies. So if it's one day, they're going to ask a question, get some lies back and go, ah, that explains it, that's it. Right, let's close that one. Let's close it. End of. Gone. Surely they're going to have to listen to the answer, and then they're going to have to do research, aren't they? Weeks of research to see whether that witness is lying. People don't tell the truth anymore over a Bible. I've already said that we do need an interpreter, and we've got an in-house interpreter that will work for free. We need them there face to face because of the body language expert really needs to be there. They pick up more face to face than on a video. And plus Debbie wants to have these questions asked to these witnesses face to face. So I've said we need about 3, I don't know what you think about this, 3 trusty creators to go down and ask the questions or get involved or present the list. We need to know whether they have an admin centre. Now it's no good turning up at the coroner's court. It's on an industrial estate. Is it open just for cases that go on there? Open and shut. They may not deal with letters or admin. They may have, I'm thinking it must be a separate area for the admin to go to, and that is just kind of a court where they hold the cases. It's not an open everyday thing, but I could be wrong. It needs to be quite a big courtroom in case the public, I don't know who's going to turn up. I hope there's no prejudice when people do turn up. Or who are you? Oh, I'm a member of the public. I hope there's no, bad feeling. If people are interested, aren't they? That's why people do turn up and watch a certain case at the gallery. They look in, and also a lot of people. It's pulled at a lot of people's heartstrings. This one, and as a lot of cases have. We should be able to get this list together, and we should be able to get it over to the court. Surely with videos that are available that some of the creators hold, they're not going to, the witnesses are on there, Jay is on there, they're not going to go, oh no, rip that one up, that's a load of rubbish, absolute rubbish, go away, not interested in your conspiracy theories or conspiracy questions. Hello, they are involving the witnesses there. Hopefully the questions will be asked. It's going to be a lot of them, I think. But even if they only go through 20 of the questions, that could open up a whole can of worms. And depending on what the questions are, hopefully not too far-fetched, but the questions that have already caught some of the witnesses out. Perhaps there'll be 2 or 3 lists buzzing around, but hopefully really we need to work together, so we need one official, and we all need to check it over first. We all need to agree. We've got very good, regardless of the creators, very good viewers out there. We all work together, and I hope you agree this is very, very important. Otherwise, what is the point? What is the point of another Mickey Mouse inquest? What is the point? Documentary, just wanted to pick it up on that, the Channel 4 documentary. I don't know what it is, what you're doing. Is it a biased documentary one way or the other, or I don't know. Is it against all content creators, or is it against some of the far-fetched conspiracies from some of the viewers that were watching certain content on, was it TikTok at the time? What is it based on? But my heart goes out to the family, because I do realise it's not nice, some of the things that are being said or have been said. So I do apologise if I've upset some of the family in any way, if I've come out with anything that's far-fetched. But I think that they realised, and Warren from the start realised, there was something a bit wishy-washy. That's the important thing to look at. That's the important type of questions that we need to ask, and also that's the important thing that documentary should be picking up. That we are concerned, and there are some professional creators and viewers out there that are not all spinning the yarn or far-fetched conspiracies for some reason. Thank you for watching. Please, as always, when you lay your head down, don't have any nasty dreams. I'm Aldon. Like and subscribe if you did like the video. And please, please